everybody. It's windy today, but the sun is out and it's warm and it feels so amazing. I thought I would piggyback on the parts of a fruit lesson and show you the parts of a flower. I know a lot of you have had this lesson, but there are a lot of daffodils coming up. And maybe you have some other flowers in your yard that might be coming up. You could also do this lesson later on in the spring when more flowers are coming up, but it's always so fun to take apart the flowers and look at them. And every time I give you this lesson in the classroom, you seem to really love it. So even if you've had it before, you can do this activity again. Polly's going to assist me today, or maybe she's just going to find some grass to eat. Is that what you're doing? Yep. So these are my only flowers that have bloomed so far. These pretty daffodils. And I'm gonna take one of these and bring it in and show you the parts of a flower. Oh look, I found a tulip that's starting to form a flower. Cool. Oh, here's another one. Oh, I think there's 5. There's one there, and there, and there. So you can go investigate around your house and see if you've got any flowers that are gonna be coming up soon. So the flower consists of groups of modified leaves, and they form the calyx, the corolla, the stamens, and the pistil. The calyx is the outer part of the flower. It's made up of sepals, and actually I don't think a daffodil has a calyx, so this would be an incomplete flower. The calyx usually is a cover that prevents loss of water to the flower parts. It's Greek for cup. Let me put calyx up here. The corolla are all of the petals together, and usually they're colored and they attract insects to their nectar glands on or near their bases. Corolla means crown in Latin. The stamens, let's see if I can take the corolla off. Okay, so there's the corolla. The stamens produce the pollen. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamens, and there's one taller part in the middle that's different. So we're gonna leave that one alone. Let's see if I can get down to the base so I can pull those out. Oh wow, look how they're connected on the inside. That's really interesting. I think what I'll do is I'll just pull all of this off together. Oh, one of the stamens fell over here. Okay, those are the stamens. And sometimes the pollen on these stamens is really dark and powdery and it can stain your clothes, so be careful. Stamen is Latin for thread. The pistil is the part of the flower that produces the ovules that mature into seeds. And the receptacle is the tip of the floral twig from which the floral parts grow. If you have any flowers that have bloomed, you could investigate them. You could label their parts. You could draw pictures and label those. You could glue the parts onto a piece of paper. Just make sure you ask your parents which flowers you can use from your yard before you start cutting into them. One more thing I wanted to talk about for those of you who've already had the parts of a flower lesson is that there's different types of corollas. So there's corollas that are called polypetalous, and that means that the petals are separate. I don't have an example right now of that aside from this picture, but I do have the daffodil I used for the parts of a flower lesson. And you can see that all the petals are attached. And this is called gamopetalous. So you could also investigate those types of flowers in your yard, or look at pictures in books or magazines if you've got any seed magazines. Maybe you've been planning to have a garden and you're going to order some seeds. That could be a place for you to investigate.